Welcome back to our channel today. We've got a very special feature lined up for you, diving into a fascinating classic, the 1960 Nissan Sentra. Now, some of you might be thinking, wait, wasn't the Sentra introduced much later? You're absolutely right. Nissan didn't release the Sentra name until the early 1980s. But for the sake of imagination and fun, let's pretend that Nissan had crafted a Sentra way back in 1960, blending the charm of that era with today's love for efficient, hybrid technology. Picture it, a sleek, compact car rolling down the road with all the signature 1960s styling, round headlights, generous chrome accents, and that simple, clean design language that just never goes out of style. The front grille would be bold yet inviting, with subtle lines running along the sides to emphasize motion even when the car was standing still. It's the kind of car that would have turned heads back then, and with a few modern upgrades, it could easily do the same today. Under the hood, this imagined 1960 Nissan Sentra hybrid would pack a punch in a way nobody would expect for the era. Instead of a simple gasoline engine like most cars of the time, our Sentra would house a small but mighty 1.2-liter four-cylinder paired with an electric motor. Together, they'd produce around 110 horsepower, modest by today's standards, but back then, it would have felt like driving a spaceship. Thanks to the hybrid setup, the Sentra would offer incredible fuel efficiency, something like 50 miles per gallon, which would be absolutely unheard of in the 1960s automotive world. Performance-wise, the Sentra would be all about balance. Acceleration wouldn't exactly pin you back into your seat, but the smooth, instant torque from the electric motor would make city driving lively and responsive. Imagine cruising through downtown streets, the engine whispering quietly as the electric motor handles low-speed duties effortlessly. Then, when you needed to hit the open highway, the gas engine would kick in to deliver the kind of reliability and range drivers in the 60s could only dream about. Inside, the 1960 Nissan Sentra would embrace the minimalist approach that defined the era while sneaking in a few futuristic touches. You'd find a big, thin steering wheel, a horizontal speedometer, and simple push-button controls for essential functions. The seats would be plush bench designs, covered in a blend of vinyl and cloth, giving it that vintage charm. But here's where the magic happens. Hidden within that retro dashboard would be a primitive yet functional energy monitor showing battery usage and electric range, a mind-blowing concept for drivers at the time. Safety wasn't a huge priority in 1960, but our Sentra would change that story. Think about it. Seat belts would come standard, a reinforced passenger cell would offer added protection, and basic anti-lock braking would be integrated into the system. Compared to its